Space is an endless void. There's so much out there that's left unexplored, and out of everything we've explored, it's only just a fraction of the entire universe. Up until recent years, the government has done a pretty good job on funding space exploration, but here recently, they've really cut down on the budget. During the space race, the government spent 4% of the entire budget on space exploration, but now they only spend 0.5%. Now, as far as my past in space, I've always been interested in two things, airplanes and space. So therefore, I like to keep up to date on a lot of the current space news and research things that has happened in the past space related. In my opinion, our future depends on space exploration, and 0.5% of our entire budget is just unacceptable. By dedicating a small amount of resources to space exploration, we can gain knowledge and insight vital to the success of the human race. First, let's discuss the need for space exploration. So I had mentioned earlier, it might just be the key to our success. Space exploration would allow us to colonize other planets as well as foresee incoming disasters before it hits us. Most people think when I say colonizing a planet, they think of Mars, and that stereotype might have come to be due to Elon Musk, the founder and CEO of SpaceX. Elon thinks that for about 1% of the budget should be dedicated to space. For 1%, he says, we can buy life insurance. And by life insurance, Elon means establishing a thriving human colony on another planet before another catastrophic event hits Earth and wipes out the human race. The extreme temperatures that the dinosaurs faced many years ago proved fatal to them, and even as technologically advanced as we are today, I still don't think we could withstand another event like that. If we furthered our budget, we would be able to predict a meteor incoming and give us preparation time. And in an event like that, preparation time is key to our survival. All right, a big complaint of taxpayers is rocket efficiency. I'm going to compare a previous NASA rocket, the Saturn V rocket, to a current and updated rocket, SpaceX's Dragon rocket. Now the Saturn V was quite the rocket. It sent humans to the moon, but it also cost $6.4 billion to launch. It carried a payload of 107,000 plus pounds of fuel, and most parts of the spacecraft were not reusable. If you translate $6.4 billion at the time of the launch to today's money, that would equate to $42 billion. So, as I'm sure due to those statistics, you all know that space exploration is and can be very expensive. But now, in an updated version of spacecraft, TechWorld says that SpaceX's Dragon rocket was the first private spacecraft to visit the International Space Station. It also had the first reusable rocket boosters and had major efficiency improvements over previous rockets. According to Time, it only cost $62 million at launch, and that is a major improvement from the previous $42 billion that NASA's Saturn V took. And also, when we're talking about space exploration, there's potential out there that we could find natural resources on other planets. And this would really help to lighten the load that we put on Earth by mining its natural resources. So let's talk about how we can continue to make it happen. Although the numbers might scare some people, if we all just chip in just a little bit, we can continue to provide for space exploration. According to the University of Texas, these explorations are small in the scope of natural resources, but they are incalculably valuable in satisfying our most deep-seated needs to understand our world and our world in it. They inspire generations of our children to appreciate and study science and engineering, but perhaps most importantly, they bring out the best in humanity and in our nation. I agree with the University of Texas. I think that when we have a greater greater goals such as space exploration, here on Earth we can set aside our differences to work for that greater goal. And I also agree that it would only take a small amount of resources to have quite a big gain. It's not like we have to allocate all our resources to space exploration or we're not gonna, survive as a species. That's not at all true. But, just a little bit more than we are now. If we agreed that space exploration was worth raising taxes even so slightly, then we could fund our current goals and even give us a peace of mind. The more we contribute, in my opinion, the more promising future we have. Everyone wants to grow up in a good place, and the truth is that the further time goes on, we will just pollute and scrape Earth of all of its natural resources. If you take a look at the past 200 years, from 200 years ago to now, 200 years ago, we were pretty much riding horses around and we were cutting down a tree there and cutting down a tree here. But nowadays, we're polluting the Earth quite a considerable amount, and we're also deforesting major places around the Earth. Now let's talk about what a good space exploration program would look like. According to Business Insider, SpaceX is quite ambitious. SpaceX plans to send a cargo mission to Mars in 2020 to build the foundation for the crewed mission to Mars starting in 2024. In my opinion, this shows SpaceX's level of capability with the right amount of funds. If we place the right amount of funds in their hands, they can make it happen. It would also be a good idea to try to start being self-sustaining in the future. If we could not so much rely on Earth's resources, but maybe some other planet's resources, then we could really lighten the load on Earth. And I guess the eventual goal would to be completely self-sustaining and run only on renewable resources that we could replenish at a rate faster than we're using them. In conclusion, I have given a possibility of what our future might hold and how we can change it for the better. Unfortunately, we can't fund SpaceX or NASA directly. They don't take donations, but we can donate to some other organization. SEDS, or Students for the Development and Exploration of Space, helps students develop their technical skills by providing opportunity to attend conferences and participate in national projects, as well as allows them to publish their professional work. If that's not your thing, the B612 organization might be your thing. It's a group of people that uses many years of combined knowledge in order to interpret asteroid trajectory paths to see if any are coming close to Earth or if any are a danger to us. And they also work to make those asteroid trajectory paths available to the average person. At this point, stop and ask yourself a question: what does our future hold? If it's not what you would want, then let's change it. Each and every one of you can make a difference. If you don't do it for yourself, at least do it for your future family, as we all want our families to live in the best place possible.